Guys, welcome. Week 21 at Dine at Home with the collaboration with Paul Foster, which we're absolutely stoked about. Thank you so much, Paul, for helping us out this week and obviously donating a dish to us. It is none other than the chicken fat carrot. So yes, I've eaten there 2 times I think now, and this dish is absolutely delicious. Super sort of wholesome, warm, perfect for this time of year in my opinion as well. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it, guys. There are a couple of boxes still available. I think there's literally 2 or 3 boxes still available. So I'm going to put a few pictures on Instagram tonight, and equally watch the video. If you like what you see, again guys, please follow the links on every single Instagram going, because I've just got a Dine at Home one now as well. Give it a book, and obviously if you're not decided on your plans for the weekend, please at least think about sort of having a box for you guys this weekend. So we'll jump straight into the Dine at Home box this week. For starters, it is a Cotswold Crunch loaf. So like a wholemeal sort of seeded loaf into little bags. Beautiful loaf, tear and share, as always, 5 minutes into your oven at 180 degrees. And as always, your Marmite butter at room temperature, so you can enjoy those together. So for your starter, as said, Paul Foster collaboration week. We've got the chicken fat carrot. This is on a tasting menu at Paul's. So what I've done is I've just added a little chicken terrine. So when roasting for the chicken fat, I've also just picked down all the meat from the chicken and created a little terrine as well, just to sort of just to add basically to it. Obviously that isn't a particular element that is included as salt, but equally it's going to sort of promote the fact that it's a 3-course meal here for Dine at Home. So I'm just going to go through everything with you, just get my little bowl. And basically it's a little reheating process for the starter. So chicken terrine at room temperature, the carrot, which you'll obviously have 2, and you also come in a metal tray that I would basically say to you guys, I recommend just put it straight in the oven at 180 for like 5-6 minutes, just to warm through, and then just keep turning the carrot so it gets all that chicken fat all over. You'll get a nice amount of chicken fat in it, as you can see. That's for 1 person. You'll get quite a bit more than that for 2. You'll also get a chicken sauce, which is always like to accompaniment of the whole entire dish. You'll get some pickled carrots, this is for 1 person. You get 3 purple and 3 orange. Some nasturtiums that have been lightly sprayed in water, just to keep them fresh. And you'll get some burnt noisette croutons and also some crispy chicken skin as well in there. And as mentioned before, you'll get your chicken terrine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my carrots with the chicken fat into a little pan, just bring it back to heat. It's all perfectly cooked. All you want to do is just bring that back up to temperature, guys. Meanwhile, I will put my terrine in the bottom and I'll heat my sauce up. Join me in about 3 to 4 minutes, because that's all it'll take, when I'll plate the dish for you guys, okay? So see you in a little bit. Okay guys, so you're welcome back to the Dine at Home cooking. So the carrot is beautifully warmed. It has got a little bit of colour on the carrot, because basically the chicken fat itself, the recipe that Paul sent me over, it has a little bit of butter in there as well. So the butter is just very sort of lightly caramelised, so kind of burnt that sort of colour. So if you just come over very slightly, and I will show you how to plate it, guys. Really super simple. So as you can see, there's a little bit of your terrine in the bottom. Obviously the carrot itself, as I say, it's sort of nicely coloured actually on there. It's just sort of starting to catch a little bit. So with that, Paul wants a little bit of that fat sort of into the bottom of the bowl. So I'm just going to sort of almost cover the fat on top of the chicken. I'm going to pop my carrot. Be careful because it is super hot. And then he wants a little bit of that chicken fat sort of sprinkled on top, just like that. Beautiful. And then with your sauce, it's obviously for 2 people this is. So put sauce over the top of that. Give you absolute loads. Don't be shy with the sauce at all. Seriously needs that bit of sauce as well. And then in here, this is for 2 people. You should have 2 pieces of chicken skin. If like this one, the chicken skin is a little bit small, that'll be obviously there'll be a couple of pieces more. On top, just sprinkle that, sort of crack that chicken skin in your hands and just sort of your fingers and crumble that all on top. I'll play these into little croutons. This just adds to a little bit of texture. So obviously pop those all in and around as well. And on top of that, quite artistic, you can sort of put all your pickled carrot all in and around to make it look quite really elegant actually. It's a beautiful, elegant looking dish. Straight from a Michelin star restaurant, the only Michelin star restaurant in Stratford. And then finish that off with these nasturtiums. These nasturtiums are quite sort of peppery, So it adds beautiful, peppery, sort of fresh note to it. And that, guys, is your finished, beautiful finished dish, which I'll bring over to you.
Yeah.
So there we are. Beautiful, what an elegant starter that is, all in a Dine at Home box. On the bottom, a beautiful chicken terrine, roasted chicken fat carrots with your pickled carrots, nasturtium and chicken skin, finished off with a beautiful chicken sauce. I can't thank you enough, Paul, for supporting us, and guys, I really hope you enjoy that because it looks absolutely delicious. We're soon set for the main course. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the starter. Big thank you to Paul again for that. On to, well, it was my turn now, I suppose, isn't it? So we have gone back to the lamb rump, which we think is absolutely delicious from Walter Rose Herdwit lamb rump that we've poached at 60 degrees for 50 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah, 50 minutes on the dot. Beautiful. I've called it a charred broccoli puree, but basically I take the florets and blanch those in water, but the stems I griddle. So basically I turn this up really high, get really smoky, and then basically char the actual stems in it. So incorporate those, obviously blend those together. A beautiful black garlic ketchup, but please just be careful that it's super strong. It's got a little bit of acidity into it as well, so just try it before. You don't want to ruin the dish with it, but again, I'm a massive fan of it, so I'll put loads on basically. And you'd be very careful with this, guys. You can see the oil and also the mint vinegar just underneath, or the gastrique, which I call it, and then you've got obviously the lamb sauce underneath. This is quite a loose sauce because it's super fresh, and it needs to be. Don't reduce it too much. If you do want to get thicker, obviously reduce it, but it doesn't want to be reduced too much. So that's there, obviously to boil up. You've got a beautiful little dauphinoise terrine there, and you've also got a lovely little hoosh of charred broccoli. So obviously I've charred one side, I've charred it quite heavily, as you can see it's quite dark, and the other side is obviously just blanched. I really enjoy that sort of charred flavour, especially with this, because the lamb rump's quite fresh, and the charred broccoli really gives that barbecue sort of flavour. So I'm going to show you how to, step by step, how to obviously cook it. Really simple. Make sure the non-stick pan is on the stove. Get it on a little bit before I did. Obviously this is for one person. What I really like about this particular element of this dish is that I normally give it a 10-ounce piece of lamb to share. So obviously you can roast it nice and whole and then carve it or put it in half, however you want to do it. This is for one person, this particular lamb is, so obviously showing you this one for one person. That's it. There's a little bit of butter inside, and also there is obviously a little bit of rosemary and garlic as well, so I'll roast that. And then for the dauphinoise potato itself, this is the classic case of putting that in the oven at the same time as your lamb rump. And that's it. Everything else, obviously the lamb sauce on the stove, black garlic ketchup, room temperature, and the broccoli puree in the microwave as well. Okay, so come on over and then I'll show you how to reheat or roast your lamb. Perfect. So turn your stove up, so your pan is on. Nice bit of salt on the skin side, so that fat side. Pop a little bit of oil in there, and then basically we don't want to render it too much because you've got that nice like that fat line there, and we want to sort of crisp it up. We don't want to render it too much. You want to sort of crisp it up. Obviously, you're not a massive fan of fat, then obviously render it down a little bit, but there's barely any in there anyway, so you don't want to spoil it. So pop that in. That's the sort of noise that you want. If it doesn't make a sizzling noise, take it straight out and wait till it does, because it will boil and it will toughen, which is exactly what we don't want. Same with the salt on top, and obviously have your butter ready as well. With your dauphinoise, I'll come back to you. With your dauphinoise, you can see that again. With the dauphinoise, guys, I would just pop a little bit of butter on top of there, and then when you reheat your broccoli as well, which obviously at the same time, because your broccoli will only take about 3 to 4 minutes, if that actually, about 2 to 3 minutes. Put a couple of knobs of butter in there, and equally a little touch of table salt, on the dauphinoise as well. Never hurts anybody. As you can see, the oil's starting to colour nicely, and so is, look at that, beautiful, so is the lamb rump. So, nice and high, that's just roasting up until all that's that golden colour. We'll carry on roasting it, guys, okay? We're just getting that heat into that lamb rump. Obviously it's already cooked, so we're just reheating, that's all we're doing now. No other thing, we're just reheating it nice and simple. Won't be far off now. There we are, look at that. That's all we've got to do. Okay, so very, very gently, Put about 2 to 3 knobs of butter in there. As I always say to you, the residual heat of the pan is enough in there now. So I'll turn that off, nice bit of smoke. Flip that over, and all we're doing is just sealing that side. Okay, that's all we're doing, very, very quickly, just sealing that side. Obviously your piece will be a lot larger than this, or double the size, so again you'll have it'll be a lot more easier to manage. And there we are, look at beautiful lamb crispy skin there. We flip that into the butter. With your pack, you'll have a little bit of aromatics in there, obviously your garlic and your rosemary, and a little bit more butter in there as well. Butter never hurt anybody. Okay, so that goes into the oven, guys, just like it is. And in this oven, that'll probably take about 6 to 8 minutes, that's all. Same with the dauphinoise potatoes. I think I put in the instructions about 10 to 12, because we've cut it a little bit sort of smaller in essence. We don't normally do a long piece, or a long thin piece, but I've done quite a rectangular piece today, so almost like a cube. Now I'll do that for about 6 to 7 minutes, guys. After 3 to 4 minutes, pop your broccoli in to finish off. Okay, simple as that. Join us in 6 to 7 minutes. I'll show you how to plate it. Simple as that. Okay guys, so my timer has literally just gone off, so it went on for 4 minutes. That was for the dauphinoise and the lamb. Then obviously I opened it, popped the broccoli in, put it to 3 minutes, and it took 7 minutes on. Okay, so it's had 7 minutes with everything in. I'm going to grab them now, and I'll show you what sort of like it smells. Absolutely delicious. So your lamb rump. Okay, so we just flip that over. Look at that colour, absolutely delicious. So we'll take that out. I would recommend using your hands. This is experience, obviously. And then in here, guys, we have your beautiful dauphinoise potato. Sorry, dauphinoise potato in there, which is super hot. So we'll leave that in there. And then you've got your broccoli as well, which you've just obviously got a little bit of butter in there, and also a little bit of salt. I'll actually leave that on for the dessert. So you've got a little bit of butter, and a little bit of salt in there as well. So you always replenish those and bring those back to life. I'll definitely put the butter in there. If worst case scenario, put a little bit of olive oil in there. I definitely recommend the butter. So on your instructions, I have said to rest the lamb, and I would seriously rest the lamb for around about 3 to 4, maybe even 5 minutes. Don't be scared of resting at all, because obviously it's like, I know it's been poached, it's been pre-cooked, but it's been pre-cooked at 60 degrees. So this is going to really sort of fierce heat in there. So we don't want to obviously cut it too soon, because you want it just to chill and relax a little bit. But for the essence of this video, we are going to cut it a little bit sooner. So recommend 3 to 4 minutes on the plating. I'm also going to go a little bit left field with this as well. And what I'm going to do is, because everything's so neat and delicious, I'm just going to plate the dauphinoise potato, the lamb, black garlic ketchup, and sauce it in a separate bowl. I'm going to do like a little broccoli garnish. Obviously at home you'll have this between two, so it's with the vegetarian and it's also with the obviously the meat option as well. So with your broccoli puree, obviously this is for 2 people, I pour that into a little bottom of your side dish. Now we've given you loads. The whole reason is a beautiful little accompaniment. Put that into there, and there's a nice little contrast. You will obviously have 8, minimum of 8, the small you will have 10, so it's 4 to 5 each of the charred broccoli. Just pop that in on the side. It looks just so delicious, and it's on the side of your plate, so it looks like, you know, you're really sort of treating yourself. With your garlic, as I said, guys, try it before. Obviously I know how to try it, how it tastes. I absolutely love it. Nice style for that. You probably want to go back for seconds because it is that delicious. Sauce I'm going to take off. It's obviously been, as I said on the video, it's been split on the instructions. It's been split with your. That smells unbelievable. It's been split with the mint gastrique and the mint oil, so that's all in there. You can leave this, obviously yours will be a bigger piece, you can just halve it. I'm going to slice it just to show off the sort of the actual cooking of it. Again, with the lamb rump, you really haven't got to worry about how you slice it, because it should be super soft, especially after roasting it. Look at that. That is absolutely delicious. I'm just going to finish off with a little bit of Susie, just because that's what we need to do. I'm going to pop that right on the side there, right next to the dauphinoise potatoes. I'll put that over here for you. I'm going to pop that on the side, just like that, and I'm going to sauce it right in front of you, just so you can see my beautiful lamb. You can see a little green tint as well in your in the sauce. And there we are. I really hope I do the starter justice, guys, with that. So it's a beautiful poached and roasted Herdwick lamb rump with your dauphinoise potatoes, your black garlic ketchup, and on the side your broccoli puree, or charred broccoli puree, your beautiful charred sprouted broccoli. I think you're going to love this, guys. Please sit down, enjoy it. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed your main course. Me, Mikey, and actually Charlie's here as well. We all ate it, and it was we thought it was absolutely lovely. Love the fact that the broccoli was on the side as well, so we can dive into that side dish. Enough of that. Onto your dessert, your final course. So we have a beautiful peanut butter sponge cake, which obviously been beautifully cooked with some salted peanuts on top. Some beautiful caramelised pink lady apples that have been obviously cored and halved. Your beautiful peanut granola. There's a little bit of chocolate in there as well, just to sort of caramelise the flavour a little bit, and also the beautiful raspberry jam ice cream, so flavour of sort of peanut butter and jam sort of element. So obviously this is 1 each. You've got a nice little bit of caramel in the bottom, so I'd recommend to pop that into your tray. You just want it warming through. You can warm it through in the microwave if you would like to, which is absolutely fine. I'm going to warm it through in the oven for about 2 to 3 minutes. You want the sponge to be quite warm. You want it to be hot. You don't need to warm it through to make it soft like last week's almond cake. You want this quite hot basically. Just going to put it into there for 3 minutes. Join us in 3 minutes and we'll get a little plate on. See you in a bit. Okay guys, so welcome back. Dessert time, 3 minutes. All the dessert has been going for. So a beautiful caramelised apple and your peanut sponge cake. Which is obviously the main element. So very carefully lifting your peanut sponge. This one should be nice and soft, yeah, beautiful. That's in there like that. Grab a spoon with your beautiful caramelised apple. I'm trying to flip that over the other side, so it's almost like a baked apple. It's delicious, just by the side. Very carefully, just picking up your tray, just put a little bit of caramel in the centre as well, beautiful. And then I've just got this is a little beaker with the ice cream. I just quickly churned it instead of taking it out of the actual pot. It's for you guys. Just give it a little spoon of that side. Beautiful. This ice cream is absolutely one of my favourite ice creams. And then again with another spoon, just pop a little bit of your crunch just to add a little bit more texture to the actual dish itself. On the side, beautiful. Once again, I'll bring that to you. The ice cream just there, guys. So there we are, your peanut sponge cake, guys, with your caramelised apple, your beautiful raspberry jam ice cream, finished off with a salted peanut crunch on the side as well. So hope that finishes off a beautiful collaboration menu. I really hope you enjoyed all the courses, guys. As I said to you at the start of the video, if you are interested in purchasing the box, I think we've got 2 or 3 left. So if you like what you see, as always, please follow the links in all the Instagram accounts. As always, to finish off, we have a beautiful milk chocolate fudge, which I just recommend putting a little bit of sea salt on top and enjoying that with tea, coffee, and whatever else you finish up. Okay guys, that concludes week 21, amazing. Thank you so much to all you, each and every single person out there who's purchased the box this week, and as always, every other week. As you've noticed, we have also advertise the Christmas packages, so again if you're interested in those, please check them out. Literally takes all the way, me and Mike can take all the way out of you guys, so if you're interested then please book up. I'm assuming they'll go quite quickly actually, quite popular. So yeah, have a look into those. If you can save you a bit of time for Christmas, a bit of stress, get involved with those as well. Join us for next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you again. Big love guys.